Hello, Namaskaram. We are all chasing life. Life chases someone and others chase life. Why does this happen? Why do some people, succeed in life so easily and others have a difficult time in living life? To understand this phenomenon in our existence, we must understand life. What is life? Where does it begin? How does it begin? Why do some people have problems, others don't? To understand all this stuff, all this nature of life, we need to develop an understanding of life, because we are only considering our own existence, our own life, and seeing the entire vastness of all around us through the lens of the I. The I is the one that creates problems in everyone's life. Everyone wants to understand their own existence, their own life from their perspective only. We need to develop an understanding of the broader life all around us. We have plant life, we have animal life, we have life all around us. Galactically we have life. Life is everywhere. The vastness of life we must understand to solve all our problems in existence. To develop an understanding of the vastness, we must begin within us, within our own internal existence. Why have we come into this existence? What are we going through in this existence? And how do we, overcome this and go broader from the I to the broader, the family, the community, the nation, the nature, and so on. When we extend our life all the way across this concentric circles of life all around us, we commence to leave problems behind and embrace joy. This is the most simplest step that our Sanatana Acharyas have taught humanity from centuries, from thousands of years ago. They offer very clear, simple solutions for our existential needs. They cover all aspects of life, and from that step we can look and solve all our existential problems. For instance, the I is problems. I am this, I am that, I need this, I want that. All these things are creating problems within us, within our own existence. The I is bringing about problems because we are always consumed with the I. We need to leave the I and transcend from I to we, to us, to the broad nature, to the animals, to the plants. Everything we should look at it as having a life as well. For when we are living with the I, we are merely living. Just like an animal lives too. But we should not be living. We should have a life. We should possess a life. Life equals vastness. When we embrace the vastness, we lose all the problems in our existence. Not only that, we end up doing greater and greater things. So, this is what Sanatanam teaches us, to embrace the us, to embrace the we. This should be the first step in anyone's life. When we embrace the us, embrace the we, embrace nature, embrace the power that is behind the nature, then we begin to understand the broader construct of this universe. For we see work being performed, be it an animal, be it a plant, they're all doing some work that we don't understand. A bird builds a nest. How does it build a nest? From what intelligence does it gather to build a nest? It is a work of engineering. Who has taught engineering skills to the bird? It is an innate quality that exists in nature that allows this small life form to build a beautiful nest, raise children, raise its family, and goes on to live. And it lives with joy, it lives without disease, it lives without problems. Whereas when it comes to humans, we have problems. We have problems in society, we have problems in our family, we have problems from national perspective, we have problems everywhere. Where did all these problems come from in modern times? Something has changed in the past 1,000+ years where human existence has become synonymous with having problems. We are all trying to solve problems. I have lived in the United States for 45 years, and in these 45 years, all I have seen, election cycle after election cycle, it's about solving this problem or that problem. Humanity is suffering from this and that, and so on and so on. It is endless problems that they are attempting to solve, but they have never solved. Humanity and so on and so on, but nothing gets changed. Why? Because these problems do not actually exist. They are an imagination of someone's thought process. They are superimposing all of humanity. So, when you approach life from the vastness, you see that there are no problems in life at all. Life, when it is lived fully, there will be no problems in anyone's life. And that is what Sanatanam teaches through simple examples. Be it Ramayanam or Mahabharatam or the Puranas, they are all teaching about life. And life can only be understood through the one and only difference that we have with other forms of life. Human life and other forms of life, the difference is very simple. Awareness of consciousness, awareness of life, and unawareness of life. A dog doesn't know that it is a dog. A mango tree does not know that it is a mango tree. These objects that exist all around us are not aware of the existence of life in it. Whereas we humans, we are aware of our existence. We know who we are. We know how we came about. We know what we want to do. We know how to do. Yet, all that knowledge or all that information is not transforming into joy in life. We are still uncontented. We are not satisfied with whatever we have. We remain unsatisfied. All these things are coming from the single sound of the I. The I is creating all these problems in everyone's existence, not only the super wealthy. It is creating problems in the people who don't have wealth or suffer in poverty. To transcend from I to the us, we have to acquire intelligence of life, intelligence that is guiding this galactic vastness. That galactic vastness, to discover that, requires deep and deep understanding of life. It is not something that can be found in a Princeton University or Yale University or the IITs of the world. It can only be discovered through an acharya, through understanding our sampradayam from an ancestral perspective, to understand what life is, to understand what living is. Only then we can transcend from I to the us. That transcendence is what we need in education. That transcendence is what we need to discover within ourselves. If one cannot get the education through an acharya, one should develop an habit of understanding the vastness through simple process of seeing life in everything, seeing the ability of work in nature. We don't see that. We think we are the only people who are working, whereas nature all around us is working too. It is transforming itself from every moment. That transformation is what we need in our lives to ascend in life from the I to the us. This is the first step anyone ought to take, and it is a simple process. It is a process that can be nurtured through a proper channeling of life's wants, life's needs. The objective of life is transcendence. It is not transactional, or it is nor is it transformational. Transformation happens automatically without our involvement. We don't design our body, it transforms itself. So transformation is not the higher purpose of life. transcendence is the higher purpose of life. That transcendence happens through a medium called language, which is unique to human species. All other species may make sounds, the birds and the animals may make various sounds that they communicate through, whereas we humans communicate through language. Language is a cultured process. It is not something that can just come about. It is not something that has been discovered in the last 500 years or 1000 years. It is something that is coming endlessly. The vastness that we need to discover is all around us. When we see an ocean, we don't see an origin nor do we see an end. Whereas when you see a river, it has an origin, it has a destination. So does our life. There is an origin, there is a destination. What is that destination? That is what we need to contemplate on, to discover life, to live life, and to find the joy that is missing in all of our lives. For modernity lives in a conundrum. Life is an enigma to modernity. To overcome that, we have to embrace ancestral wisdom. Just as the ocean doesn't have an origin, nor does it have an end, a human life also exists in this vastness. We haven't come in the last 64 years, as in my case. We have been coming and journeying through this vastness for eons. That vastness of time, vastness of life, vastness of everything that we see all around us is how we transcend in our lives. That is the learnings that we can discover through our ancestral teachings, through number of texts that are available. You have to read them, you have to understand them through a proper training. For when we read a Ramayana or Mahabharata, we are not going to understand what the author Valmiki or Vyasa Maharshi has written. It requires a proper coaching from someone who has discovered the root meaning of the text through ancestral teachings. Only then we can discover life. Only then we can discover the vastness of life. And discovering the vastness of life leads us to finding eternal joy. Eternality is where our destination is, because eternality you see all around us, like in the ocean, in the plant life, in the animal life, they are all going endlessly. So does humanity. We don't end with our generation. There are many more generations to come. We have to strive for the future generations, and that is what our purpose is, to give the wealth that our ancestors have given us so that we are all living in comfort. We should do the same thing and provide it to the future generations. That is Sanatana. That is life. That is what has to be discovered by not only the educated, by the uneducated too. This is what we should all strive for. That is my message.